Hey guys, what's up? It's FNAF Crafter 13 here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are back on Google Earth. It's been a while. Well, I don't exactly remember, but it's probably been a while. But, the last time I've been on Google Earth, or the last times, is where I searched up the Black Phone movie locations back in all the way in 2022. And I searched one for the FNAF movie locations, and I think I did some for other movies and such. But we're finally back with Google Earth findings, and in today's video, we're doing the Minecraft movie filming locations. Of course, there isn't a real overworld. There isn't some blocky cubic wonderland in real life, although I did wish that it was. But we're gonna be looking for the ones that take place in the beginning of the movie. We're gonna be talking about Henry and Natalie's home, Steve's house, Garrett's garbage station. I mean, no, Garrett the garbage man's shop, and of course, the potato factory, which is not a real potato factory. I'll have to point that out. But let's get on with today's video. So, I'm basically doing an order of this guy's other Minecraft movie locations, and guess what? All of them are in New Zealand, so it's gonna be pretty easy to find. So I'm copying. No, I'm not copying it, but I'm getting this information from SHAE underscore Sterling. He's a YouTuber. With over that currently has 2,000 views, which was posted all the way back in June 2025, 8 months ago. But he does a filming location, but I'm gonna go through his listing in a row. So here we go. Of course, the very first thing he does in the video is, of course, Garrett the Garbage Man's butcher shop. So this is, it actually looks like the one from the movie, of course. It actually looks just like that. Garrett would, in the beginning of the movie, would have driven his car through here. He would have parked it right in front of this little sign. Sorry, I don't live in New Zealand, so I don't know any of this stuff. I'm a U.S. guy, but yeah. So that's basically, this is Garrett's store. On this little thing right here, it would have said buy, sell, trade-ins, video games, accessories, and at the top it would have said Game Overworld. But then at the end of the movie, it switches from Game Overworld to the Overworld as a reference, of course, to the Minecraft. This is located on 10 something. I try to find multiple ways of trying to figure out what the COM stands for, but it doesn't work. But we're in Helensville, Auckland, New Zealand. So this is Garrett the Garbage Man's Game Over shop, where he, of course, the video game store. In real life, it's actually an antique store, which used to be a butcher shop, since it says up there specifically butcher. And if you're wondering, well, did they film the movie inside this antique shop? Well, no. In real life, it's really small and kind of like a circle type of theme, but in the movie, it's kind of big. And it turns out they actually built it on a set, and it actually looks really accurate with that glass window of that cow. It's really accurate. The next shot that Sterling went to is this shot right here, where it's actually the part where Henry and Natalie are driving the car, and they go past this sign, and Dennis is next to the sign. Dennis the wolf, Steve's pet wolf. But this is the exact same one. Turns out where they got the shot is actually an attraction called the Sterling Power Station Watch View. And it turns out, before I go to where the filming thing was, it turns out that the potato chip factory that is basically talked about in the beginning of the movie is actually we're actually in Huntley, New Zealand, and this building, this ginormous building, is actually the power station. You know, that powers all the electricity, probably everyone's homes around me. Well, in Google Earth, but that's the power station, which in the movie is the potato chip factory. And in the movie, it turns out there isn't a giant potato next to it. It was CGI. And so let me get to the part where I'm talking about. So basically, in the beginning of the movie, Henry and Natalie, their car passes by this road, and Natalie is like, "Here we are, Henry. Say hi to Chuggy the Chip." I think she says that. And they pass the sign where Dennis and the sign. And the sign reads where it's actually, the sign is also CGI, which reads, Chugless, Idaho, potato chip capital of America. And yes, I know, and I'm pretty sure all of you didn't know, the Minecraft movie takes place in Idaho, and there isn't really a town called Chuglass. Well, in the movie it's spelled Chuglass, but in the movie it's pronounced Chugless. Like, you're chugless, dude. I don't know why. But this is the part where Henry and Natalie would have passed the Chugless, Idaho potato chip factory or capital of America. So I guess this company is responsible for me. No, there's Lay's potato chips too. But that is the shots of the supposed potato chip factory. And the very next shot Sterling goes to is this shot right here, which was filmed up the road right about this shot right here. So if you're wondering what shot I'm talking about the shot where Henry, played by Sebastian Hansen, rides the bike down this little pathway. And so he goes down the hill, and supposedly it looks like the game shop was supposed to be at that little corner there, but there isn't. This is Huntly, New Zealand. The game shop was filmed in Helensville, New Zealand. And it's kind of far. Well, it's not really far away, but it's in a different town, not far from here. But this is the shot where Henry would have rode his bike and was gone down the hill. And fun fact, it turns out, since this movie is supposed to take place in Idaho, America, they had to close off some roads, and they had to turn their cars backwards because New Zealand and US are obviously two complete different countries, and there's supposedly a rule where you can't go up this specific road, you can't go up that run the wrong way, and so they had to, close off a bunch of locations. And, fun fact, I just now found out in the Sterling filming locations video, it turns out it wasn't Sebastian Hansen that was on the bike. It was actually a stunt double, and they actually have those for film stuff. And also, before we continue to the next filming location, I just found out that there isn't a sign on the potato chip there isn't a small sign on the potato chip factory which reads Chugless, Idaho, and there's it says something like sweetness equals chips, potatoes equals happiness or something like that. There wasn't really a sign about that. But as you can see, there's I know you guys can't see it, but I'm looking at it on a different screen. There's a car in the movie which is going down that road, but in the actual filming location in the real world, it's going the other direction because they had to close off some roads because this movie is supposed to take place in America, and I guess New Zealand and America have different drive rules. So yeah, that's cool. This is the part where Henry goes down the hill to school and meets Garrett. He also talks with the neighbor on the street right by these little trees over here. And it turns out this girl, what was her name again? Shani. She was also responsible for going around the neighborhood and telling them, hey, we're filming a movie, we're closing off this specific road and that road. And a lot of people were having complaints how am I supposed to get to work, and how am I supposed to drive there and there, or over there, whenever. So yeah, there were basically some people who were not happy that their neighborhood or street was being filmed on. And fun fact, Shannon, the woman that they were talking to in the Sterling video, actually recorded a moment where Jack Black actually came up to everyone on the street and actually got a group photo with them. And guys, you gotta admit, Jack Black is a king. He's a comedy legend. He's super nice. I wish I could meet him, but I live in Kansas. I think Jack Black is usually a Los Angeles guy. I think people have seen him around that part in his neighborhoods taking some cool walks. But Jack Black is a really cool dude, and I really appreciate him being nice and going to this neighborhood and taking photos with everyone. Go to the Sterling video and just watch that video. Jack Black, he's an awesome guy. And Shannon in the video, well, I don't know if I changed names, but Shannon was actually in that tree, according to her in the interview, and she was just there. Alright, let's go to the next location. This next location actually is not that far, and all we have to do is go to this street right over here. Over here, we're officially in the neighborhood where Natalie and Henry's new house is. And just like in the movie, the supposed potato chip factory is still in the back. So this is supposed to be Henry and Natalie's home. They would have walked up the driveway, and the mailbox is the same thing. This is taking place, I know where the street is because I've been here, well, not in real life, but on Google Earth. This is supposedly 27 Roster Street, and still in Huntly, New Jersey. New Zealand. There you go. So this is Henry and Natalie's house. Don would have introduced themselves right here. Henry would have asked Dawn why does she have so many alpacas in her car. That's basically where they meet Dawn for the first time. And pretty much so, yeah. And this is also the part where Natalie tells Dawn, Henry's missing. I haven't seen him since school. And then Dawn tells her, oh yeah, your brother basically blew up blew up the town mascot. That's why he's probably not home. And that's where they get in their car and they get ready to find Henry. So yes, this little street, this little cul-de-sac, this house right here is supposedly Henry and Natalie's home. This is cool. And fun fact, we don't have to go far for this one, but as you guys obviously know, Steve had a house way before he found the overworld and stayed there for the rest of his life. Well, he didn't at the end of the movie, but he had a house in Chuglas, Idaho. And guess what? We're literally 2 houses away from Natalie and Dawn's house. I mean, no, Natalie and Henry's house. Steve's house is literally 2 doors away from Henry and Natalie's home. I know in the movie his house is located on supposedly 149 Holly Oak Drive. I got that reference. And yes, it actually is not that far. As you can see, it has a little drive-through. There isn't any porch. There isn't a mailbox. And there's actually a little static thing, antenna at the top of the thing. But that's actually really cool. And it's a cool thing that in the Sterling filming location video, the neighbors were people who lived here were so happy that that their house was in the movie, that they literally put up an AI image of Jack Black in the background of him in Minecraft. Well, and Jack Black is like holding a diamond sword. It's just really hilarious of how I'm pretty sure you guys would do the same thing. If your movie was really if your house was featured in a really cool movie and it gained a popularity, I'm pretty sure you'll be excited too, or not. I don't care. I'm not gonna go to this next location that Sterling goes to, because the only thing he does is show like roads that Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison drove, and he also confirms my theory, well, not really theory, confirms that they had to close off roads and drive on the opposite side of the road, because, again, New Zealand and USA are different countries, and also there's different laws. Although I can't go closer than this is supposedly Henry's high school, the Chuglas High School. This is where Henry goes to school for literally like 1 day and gets suspended, or expelled is where you don't come to school and you're banned off of school properties, and suspension is where you're gone from school for a long period of time, or a week, or suspended is where you're not at school for a period of time. But that's it. But this is the Chuglas High School they filmed for the movie. They had to add like a big sign on the side of the building that reads Chuglas High School. This is not actually an actual school. Well, technically they are the same thing, but this is not a high school. This is actually a freaking college. And I'm wondering, oh wow, this place is big. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, this spot right here is the shot where we see the high school for the first time. Kids are walking up in the building, the school is ringing, the bell is ringing. We saw that in the beginning of the movie. But, after Henry gets suspended for blowing up the potato chip factory, in which, this is not actually, we're not actually in Huntley. There isn't any Huntley power station nearby. This is Auckland again. And so basically I think they had to go to a random field. So basically, you have to switch locations. But over here, this is the part where Garrett pretends to be Henry's uncle and pulls up in a sports car, and Jennifer Coolidge, the vice principal, Marlene, is like, oh my gosh, you can take me to the curb whenever you want, and I have a bunch of raccoons in there, whatever she means by that. I think if you're a kid, please don't know. I'm pretty sure I have no clue what she means by that. But this right here is supposed to be the entrance to the school, and this spot right here is supposed to be where Garrett and Jennifer Coolidge, Marlene, meet for the first time, and basically, Marlene is flirting with him. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Those were all the Minecraft locations in real life. Reminder, they're all in New Zealand. Auckland, Helensville, Huntley, and I think there's more. I just don't know what to say. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, those were the Minecraft movie filming locations, so hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, and have a great rest of your day.